came on pretty good there last year, and that's why I expect great things out of him this year. This is his last year, and I think that's what a lot of these seniors are looking at. This is their last opportunity to showcase their talents, and these guys are definitely hungry and ready to show the Braves fans that they're ready to play some football.
You're looking now at the offensive line in the end zone, right at the goal line, and we lost our all-conference center last year, D'Antonio Dade, last year. But this offensive line bonding together, not as many in numbers right now, but you would expect come fall, Cedric Tillman, offensive line should be ready to go and protecting quarterback, running back.
Definitely key to our offense, Charles, right here. Dade, Edric, also was a senior, so looks like he would be starting at center this year. And I heard a lot of great things about him last year coming in, Charles.
And I just remember what Coach Stanchek, the offensive line coach, said late last season. If you go back to one game in particular, the Arkansas game, in which every offensive lineman, and there weren't many, played every snap. That's just how thin we were at that point in time at that position. They played every snap, and yet the Braves through the first half of the game in Little Rock were very much in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Those guys fought hard. That Arkansas game, Charles, I'm so proud of those guys because they never gave up, Even when they got down, they were still playing football, because we made a couple turnovers in that game, Charles. We got on defense. We got the ball back several times, and I was very excited to see that our offense was moving the football, So I was just very happy in that game, Charles, and how we played.
Yeah, I remember we were going in to score late in the first half, and we fumbled it like at the 3-yard line. And if we had we would have been down a couple of scores. I think it was 24-3 at that point. If we scored, it would have been 24-10, and who knows? I mean, Arkansas was rolling, and yet they look up. We've been too close for comfort. That's when you start playing tight, and that's how upsets start to happen. When you're the visiting team and you get a little confidence, and the Braves would have definitely had that if they had over, and Arkansas just kind of took it in the second half. But you have to be proud of the way the Braves played in that game, and the Braves will be making another trip down, not against an SEC team, but against a quality opponent. We're going to be looking at on the national. Bush Davis is the head coach down there. First-year coach. He coached at North Carolina, coached at Miami, and I'm anxious to see what Bush Davis has to offer coming up in week 2.
Yeah, a lot of Braves fans are already planning for that trip, Charles. A lot of people have already booked flights and hotel rooms, so it's great to do a great vacation for Braves fans, and see the Braves on the road in Miami. So a lot of people looking forward to that weekend as well.
One of the big storylines, considering FCS, and of course the SWAC conference is a part of the FCS Football Championship subdivision. Of course, the FCS committee voted recently to deny a 12th game when the opportunity presents itself. Of course, it would have been optional. Even if it was approved, you would have the option of playing a 12th game. But the FCS committee turned that down, and that mainly is for conferences that participate in the playoffs. Of course, the SWAC does not, but for those who can participate, adding an additional week, and that was the reason why it was voted down. It just added another week, another game, another grinder of a game. And as I read a quote, we're playing too many games already. 11 is enough, in the words of some committee members who study the FCS closely. So that doesn't necessarily impact Alcorn or the SWAC, although some conference teams would like to play an additional game because that's definitely going to be a revenue game.
Yeah, and definitely, I just hope it stays at 12, Charles. So I'm just also glad that we did keep one of those dates open. So the team does get a break during the season, Charles. And a lot of people were concerned about that because, you know, we talked about it at one point that they were going to field that game, remember?
Yeah, secondary coach. And one of the first decisions Coach McNair made, he said he wanted Cedric Thomas to be his defensive coordinator. And he even said that there was no question who he wanted to be his DC. No brainer in his mind. And Cedric Thomas does have a secondary coach that replaced him, so he can focus on the defense as a whole instead of dealing with the secondary, which he was a part of.
Yeah, that was great because, you know, he was studied under defense coordinator Charles, and I think he was ready to go, Charles, and he definitely proved himself last year. So we put together some great defensive games there, and hopefully we can continue that this season.
Coach Pecoraro, of course, went with Coach Hobson. He was the defensive coordinator for 4 years. He went to USM. And when that happened, Fred McNair got the job, he elevated Cedric Thomas from secondary coach to defensive coordinator. I tell you what, this defense is a reflection of him. Fiery, intense, passionate. And one of the things that he does is after every game, he huddles up his unit. Of course, when he was over the secondary, it would be a secondary, but now he would huddle up his entire defensive unit at the 30-yard line, no matter where we played. Just a conversation at the 30-yard line about life and, you know, because, you know, thanking them for the opportunity to be a part of the defense and all of that. You just never...
His personal relationship with the defensive backs and the defensive team, and, you know, you can tell he's very passionate about coaching the defense, Charles, and that carries on in. And I know these guys, they really appreciate that they have a coach that really care about them, and, you know, and just having a personal relationship with them. And it's just been great to watch that, and you can kind of tell that in these guys and how they play and respond to them on the field.
Well, the sounds of dynamite, as you can see, here in force. And of course, Cedric, the whole purpose of the spring game is to simulate this as best as you can to a football game. So if this were a real game, the sounds of dynamite would be doing their thing, and that's what they're doing right now. The sounds of dynamite performing here. Glad you can join us.
Is it important to see that, you know, the backs and receivers?
Yeah, it is, and give them an opportunity to kind of, the quarterbacks and to read the defensive secondary and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of break it down into where we have to have the offensive line right here now. So we'll put it all together a little later, but this will give you a chance to see what we're doing as far as skill guide, receivers against DBs, route concepts against the coverage and stuff.
It also helps the defensive backs.
It really does. It really does help those senior receivers routes and the concept routes what they're running.
All right, Joe.
Cedric, ask Coach about our center. Of course, we lost D-Day last year. Talk about who's going to step up there.
Yeah, we noticed that we're losing Dade at center, and I see you have sophomore is going to be a center, and also defensive lineman to move to offense.
Well, I tell you what, Kenyon Bradley has done a great job. You know, coming back his 5th year to come back and change side of the ball. I mean, he's a very smart guy, you know. He's done a great job, you know, just coming in, doing what he's doing now until he get released. And hopefully, you know, in a couple of days he'll be that way. So that's the thing that we have to just really work on and those things like that. So, and plus Mustafa, he's a great guy too. He's done an exceptionally well job during the camp. So we're just looking forward to these guys to step up now. And I think they're doing a very good job of paying attention to detail.
So I guess we got a little competition going there.
There's competition all over this year, man. I tell you, with the guys that's coming back off injuries and those guys that's here for the first time, and plus the incoming freshmen, we have a lot of incoming freshmen that's going to be pretty doggone good. That's going to be able to contribute right away. So we're looking forward to the month of June and July and August here in camp.
Okay. Well, we just saw moments ago Jalen Walker with a nice catch. And Orlando Veals with a catch there moments ago. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch there, Cedric.
Yeah, I like that with Veals, and TJ's out here. Davis is out here. So you're probably looking at your starting receivers right there, Charles.
As you look at it from above the press box, you have DeLance Turner to the right of the Norris Footman, while all spotted at the 35-yard line in the 7-on-7 drill. Of course, no pass rush. Tell you what, Cedric, from what you've seen from Lenore's Footman, despite the injuries he had last year, a little downtime, so I think everyone's loose and ready for some football here.
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and do the scrimmage right here. I'm trying to listen in to see what's going on. So no scrimmage right here, Coach? Yes, sir. Yeah, we're going to actually scrimmage right here.
All right, so as we're ready for the scrimmage, time has already started, so running clock here. They started at the 25-yard line. So from the 25-yard line is where the goal team will have it. First down and 10. All right, as they break the huddle, Lenore's Footman with Delance Turner in the backfield. First and 10 from the 25-yard line. So we'll see how much contact we'll see in this scrimmage. That's it's going to be an interesting thing that we'll see here, Cedric, in the first few plays. So Footman out of the shotgun with Delance Turner to his right with 4 receivers, 2 right and 2 left. He shifts to the left of Footman, and a play action and a pass is caught. A short catch, a gain of 4. Orlando Veals to the 29-yard line. So second down and 6 for the Braves. Of course, Orlando Veals, 31 catches, 7 touchdowns last season. So second down and 6 for the goal team. They have trips to the right. That's 3 receivers to the right. Walker to the left. And now Footman will keep it. Of course, he's not going to be touched. A short gain. Cedric to the 32-yard line. Cedric Tillman will bring up 3rd and 3.
Yeah, that was just a great read by Footman. Everybody went with Turner on the fake handoff and picked up a couple of yards there.
Of course, this is running time, so we've approached 6 minutes gone by here in this scrimmage on 3rd down and 3. Footman to Turner, and Turner plowing his way past the 35-yard line to the 37. It's a first down, so he picked up 4 yards. Delance Turner, 800 yards gain, 744 net, 5 touchdowns, 132 carries. Last year, Cedric, there's no question he was a workhorse.
Yeah, I think everybody knows he's going to get a couple of touches in the football game, Charles, so that's why it's important to have that big offensive line up front, Charles.
Footman quarterback option, and here's Delance Turner cutting it back, and Turner wrapped up at the 41-yard line. That's what you want to see in this offense, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You got 4 yards, Cedric Tillman, on first down right there. I'm sure Coach McNair's happy about that.
Oh, yeah, always need to pick up a couple of yards there on the first down, Charles, especially on the running play. It's very important.
Cedric, I'd like to ask Coach about Delance Turner and how he's looked this spring. We'll get that coming up in a moment. Second down and 6 at the 41-yard line. Running time. On second down, Footman back to pass. Steps up. He's going to take off. And he comes to a stop at the 43-yard line where he's 4 yards short. Cedric?
Coach, we got Lance Turner coming back this year, and how's he looking this spring?
I think Delance looking great as ever, man. He's done a great job this spring, staying in shape for one, and this year is really going to help him. He was kind of hurt last year, and he sat out last year, the whole year last year. So I think that year he's sitting out, kind of matured a little bit, and he just kind of figured it out.
Here's Footman's pass deflected, and it's intercepted. So it was a slightly high ball, but it was picked off there, Cedric Tillman. Harper, lefty, southpaw. All right, so we reset here at the 25-yard line. So Cedric, on that drive, the Braves were able to to move the football a little bit. You can ask Coach to talk about that first offensive possession.
Yeah. Well, Coach, what did you think about that first possession there?
Well, it did good. It sustained the drive, receivers deflected the pass and got picked off. That's something that we got to really watch this year coming up, turnover ratio. We had 200 balls that given to the opposition last year, and we got to cut down on those turnovers. And I think everybody knows that we got to do that. And I think just that statement right there, you see a deflected pass and get picked off, and you just can't have it. You got to make the play.
Well, Coach, I know it was also important. There was a couple of times there where you were able to pick up 3 or 4 yards there, especially off running, and they definitely need that.
This team, the offensive line does a great job of Coach Stanchek and grinding the ball and running the ball and all that kind of stuff. So he's been doing a great job with those guys up front, and that's our goal. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball.
All right, so as we zoom action here, Felix Harper there for the Braves, and no gain on the first play. A lot of excitement for him. We just talked about him, had a chance to be used, didn't want to burn the red shirt, so he did not use him. Actually about a half-yard loss, so from the 25.5, second down and long. And Harper, the lefty, looks low. Oh, and it's caught. 50 down to the 40. Boy, a nice pocket. And Felix Harper threw that one right on target there, Cedric Tillman.
Oh, that was nice, Charles. I saw another receiver down the middle when it was open, but I didn't see that guy. And it's definitely a great throw. He was wide open, Charles, and great throw and catch.
On first down from the 40, the first pass from Felix Harper. Nice looking throw from the lefty. So first and 10 from the Purple's 40-yard line. And they go to the run here. You have Lane, Butler, and DeLance Turner with the carry. A gain of 3, second down and 7. Of course, last year you had a ton of backs. Of course, the quarterbacks were great. Aaron Baker, Silas Spearman. Second down and 6 from the 36-yard line. Now here's a pass high, incomplete, a little check down, try to froze the defense. That was a hot pass there, Cedric.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver just stopped running on that one. So it was definitely a great fake because I thought the running back had the football there for a minute there, Charles.
You're doing a good job when you fake out the announcers. There were a lot of times in which I lost the football.
No, the camera. You fake out the camera.
You fake out the camera and even calling it live.
Yeah.
And now here's Harper with the keeper. Oh, nice nifty move there by Harper.
That's great run. It just showed that speed and those shifty moves he has, Charles.
Cedric, I'd like to ask Coach, how patient was Felix Harper knowing that he was close to getting some action?
Coach, what do you think about, we were just talking about the red shirt, what do you think about Harper was just that close from playing a football game? And so what do you think about maybe his thought process in that? Maybe,
Yeah, anytime you're a quarterback and you get put in a situation where you can play, and all of a sudden, coach take it away from him. But he understood what I was trying to do, and he's a great kid, and he understands. He just don't burn a red shirt up because of this, that, But he understood everything, and he knows it's going to benefit him in the long run. So just that year of experience with him and trying to do the things he's doing, it'll be more dividend for him for the future.
And he's moving the team, Cedric, at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Oh, we got a flag, our first flag. Either a hold or a false start.
I think I saw a hold.
Yeah, mark it off.
Fred McNair, as you hear, it says mark it. Boy, those holding penalties are killers, I tell you. Mark it from the spot. And sometimes, Cedric, that hold could be on the opposite side of the play, which gets coaches upset because they had nothing to do with the play.
Right.
But it's been, what, 3 years now in which the officials told us that even if it's on the opposite side, it's going to be called if it had no impact on the play. There's a pass, and it's caught, almost a touchdown.
Pickett White.
Pickett White with the catch. What about that transformation from quarterback to receiver, Pickett White?
Yeah, that's something. Well, Coach, I guess that transferring the wide receiver can pay off for Pickett White.
I tell you what, I mean, he knows everything. He know the offensive concept and stuff like that. So, when you're playing quarterback and then you convert to receiver, you should know it anyway. So, about being a quarterback all this time. So, he's been working hard, and he's one of the guys that's going to have to play this year, and everything. So, he's been doing a great job at it.
We'll talk about that running back that just ran the ball right there, Cedric. Ask Coach about that young man, number 30.
Yeah, number 30. Who was number 30? Coach.
This was just Blaine.
Yes.
Talk about him a little bit.
He got a chance to play a little bit in the game against Valley last year.
Yeah, he made a nice run there, Charles, towards the end of the game, and made a couple runs there.
There's a little fade route, and his ball's knocked away. Good one-on-one. Oh, we got interference. So it's going to be interference here in the end zone. Intended for Pickett White. Maybe the defender didn't get his head turned around. Yep.
Well, he definitely had good coverage on him there, Charles. I think it was just at that last second the ball came in.
So with the interference call, the ball will be spotted inside the 5-yard line. Well, I tell you what, Felix Harper moving the team here, Cedric. You're glad to see that. His first time that he touched the ball.
Yeah, he's looking real good, Charles. He's definitely moving football. He's a keeper.
And Harper gets in.